Today we're going to talk about EDC for a retired person. What does a person who no longer has to go into an office and contend with documents and all kinds of administrative duties? I set aside my leather briefcase, and now what do I carry? What does a retired person who remains very active carry on a daily basis? I see a lot of EDC videos about having a tech bag or, soldier bag or whatever, but I don't see any that deals with retired people. Getting off as you would the, what do you call it, the hamster wheel? Yeah, been off it now for about half a year, loving it. At the same time, staying active, staying engaged, tours, travel, moving around the community, so forth. What do I carry on a daily basis? Now, I like watching some of these EDC videos because it gives you a great idea on what people carry. And it's just interesting to see what people find as important or essential to smoothing out their day, where they don't have to go back home and pick up something or go to the store and buy something. For the most part, they carry what they need. So let's take a look at what EDC for a retired high school principal looks like. Well, all EDC starts with a good bag. This one is pretty good. It's one of the better ones that I have seen in my search. It has 3 sections. It's made of heavy-duty canvas. It's relatively lightweight. It has a heavy-duty zipper on each of the flaps. The first flap, the front flap, has a number of organizational pockets, some zippered, pouch here, zippered. There's a very spacious middle section, and then you have the back section with 2 zippers. And I like 2 zippers because if something's on the left or the right, you can unzip that section without disturbing the contents on the other side. And then you have all of these organizational pockets here, along with another zippered pouch. So it's a messenger style. It has a nice shoulder strap, and it takes care of everything that I carry. Now, it's too small for a laptop like my MacBook Pro 14. It's a little too large for the computer is too large for this bag, but this bag is a really nice size. It adequately handles my iPad Air. Which, speaking of my iPad Air, that's foundational to my EDC. I take this little thing almost everywhere I go because it is so convenient. It's perfect size, and with the coupled with the Magic Keyboard, just makes it a very good machine where I can have maximum productivity. It doesn't require any type of charge. The keyboard doesn't, because it's charged by the iPad itself, and it just has buttery smooth performance. Ideal. So this is one of my essentials. And from there, sometimes I don't want to pull out the iPad Air, but I still have a few notes to take. It might be foggy, or I might be outside. And this, by Bond, is part of their travel gear collection. This is a little cover for my field notebook. I have a half dozen or so of these, about a half dozen, and when I use one, just pull it out and put another one in. Slips in right here like this, and very secure. A couple of pouches for pens, and lined to make it water resistant. Zipper to secure the contents inside, and a convenient pocket on the back for just receipts and documents and so forth. Bond, part of their travel gear collection. This pouch here is really nice because it is heavy duty leather, genuine leather. It has a heavy duty zipper on it, and I use it to keep my cables in. My cables for charging my iPhone, and also a few batteries that I use for different other EDC accessories. This little pouch will last for generations, and the older it gets, it just develops a patina and just gets more and more beautiful. It's fantastic. This on power bank I use to charge my phone, and I like it because I had one before, a couple of them, but they all had the little bars, lights that just show the range of charge, 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, and so forth. But this has an LED display right here to let you know exactly how much charge you have remaining, and it can charge 2 devices at once. I really enjoy this, and it's only about the size of my palm, so my hand, and so this works well for me. I don't have to charge a whole lot of my EDC items, only my phone, and this will carry 2 charges at least. It has 20,000 milliamps, and that's enough for what my use is. My iPad, because I use it based on my use, I should say, I can get about 2 days of usage out of it without recharging it. So I hardly ever charge my iPad using a power bank. So this works well. I think I paid like $25 for this from Walmart a while ago. Of course, I have in, as most people do, AirPods. And what I use this for is just for multitasking. It's nice to be able to receive a phone call and continue working on something at the same time. So, and listening to music and so forth as well. My wallet is a Ridge. Of course, you know, since these things have started to be popular, it's hard to even find anyone using a leather billfold anymore. I keep about 8 cards in here and a little cash in the back here, or receipts. And I could never see myself going back to a leather billfold with pictures and big bulky wallet. I just keep this in my EDC carry bag, and I'm good to go. And when I need to leave the bag and just go in the store, I just pull it out and pull it out the bag and just put it in my pocket. You know, God gave us hands for grabbing, lifting, pinching, cradling, grasping, but we don't have any part of our hand for cutting. And so a knife is an essential. And this Benchmade Crooked River knife, even though it's a little menacing with the drop point, it's really a beautiful knife. It's made of wood and titanium, and it has just real smooth action. Very nice. And I use it, you know, for food, cutting up food and things like that. But I don't get as much use out of this as I do this one, a little Gerber knife. This little thing here is really nice. It's very convenient. It's very light and small. I mean, it's only about the size of the Benchmade knife folded. So I enjoy this, and you know, you use it for cutting string or opening packages, letters, and so forth. It's a nice letter opener. You're not going to do much more than that with it, but you know, it takes up very little room in my EDC bag. Next, we have this. Now this is something else. This little thing is mighty. It's a mighty light. It's a Bushnell flashlight. It's about the size of my finger, my pointer. And this little thing is astounding because I've had it a couple years. I use it very frequently, and it's just not fussy. It's on off. The on off switch is in the back. It's armored. It's hardy. I mean, you can see how scratched up it is, how much it's been used. It's like I said, it's not fussy. There are no buttons or dials or levers. It's just on off, and it gives you the same amount of light all the time. It uses one AAA battery, and that battery will, because this is an LED, that battery will last a half a year with moderate use, and with light use even longer, I would imagine. I've used this about 3 years, and I've changed the batteries about maybe 5 times. So it's quite nice, little flashlight, and like I said, it doesn't take up much space at all. Look at that. Between the knife and the battery, you can almost conceal both of those in your hand. I mean, it's just so small, but very, very useful. And of course, we have a lighter here. Nothing more needs to be said about that. Now, this little device here, this is a 2-man AM/FM radio. It has a rechargeable battery. It doesn't have a speaker. You have to use earphones with it, and a charging cable. And this is good if you find yourself in a power out situation, or you don't have Wi-Fi or whatever, and you still want to find and get information. This little radio is really nice. Very small, very compact, but very powerful. And this last device, this last item, is this Zojirushi thermos. Now, this thermos is amazing in that, based on my experience, now this is field tested by me, you can put hot liquids in here. Hot cup of coffee holds about 14 ounces. You can put a hot cup of coffee in here in the morning, and that coffee is very warm late into the afternoon. And I'm not talking about tepid or lukewarm. I'm talking about warm, like you would if you were enjoying a cup of coffee, not tolerating it. It has a lock on the cap that once you lock it, it keeps it from opening accidentally. So you can throw this in your sack and not worry about it opening up on you and spilling its contents in your bag. Open it, and it has a spring top, and the contents are there, are secure. Now, if you use it for cold beverages, if you put ice in here, you'll have ice in this thermos clearly 24 hours later. I mean, it'll keep cold drinks ice cold for a whole day, 24 hours at least. This in my experience is the best thermos out there. Zojirushi. You can pick this up on Amazon. It's going to be in the link. The links are going to be in the description down below. Another part of my EDC is the watch I wear. Now, usually my daily driver is a Tudor black base steel, but I put a NATO band on this C Pro, and I really like the way it came out. It looks, and so I've been using this one most recently. This is, as I said, a C Pro. It has a 120 click aluminum bezel. It is silver on silver. It has a quartz movement, 22 millimeter lug width with 2 pushers and 3 sub dials. This NATO band on it, which really comes out good. Well, so there it is. The sub dials are the minutes, hour, 24-hour clock in seconds. So the other thing that goes in my bag, believe it or not, is this little tripod. This folds up into this. I have a Ulanzi tripod with a Ulanzi metal iPhone holder. Fantastic little rig setup right there. I have a generic light there. I don't even know what the manufacturer is. And a Rode mic with a Deadcat on it. And cabling to tie into to connect to my iPhone. This little setup right here fits real neatly and snugly in my EDC carry bag. So that's it. At the end of the day, I would think that the EDC carry for a retired high school administrator is about the same as it is for anybody else who wants to stay active and who wants to be prepared for predictable situations and maximize productivity. Let me hasten to say that my iPhone 13 Pro is also a vital part of my EDC carry. I can't tell you how much equipment that phone has singularly replaced, especially camera equipment and such. Well, this is Dr. B, your Creole Connection, coming to you on the weekend before the weekend of Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras for the rest of the world, the greatest free show, the greatest block party, this side of decadent free show, this side of Rio de Janeiro. And if you're into that sort of thing, you might want to hop on one of those live cameras that are staged on Bourbon Street. And I can almost guarantee, can't guarantee, but almost, that you will see things that you spend the next few years in considerable mental health dollars trying to forget. Again, this is Dr. B, and we'll catch you in the next video.